Hey guys, end of another month, so it means it's time to send out a couple of things to a couple of people. Just before we do that, just have to thank all the people on Patreon. There's 179 people supporting this channel on Patreon, and it's only because of those 179 people that we can continue making videos. So once again, thank you very much to you people for supporting the channel and allowing us to continue, because we really enjoy making the videos. And it just makes the math doable. If it wasn't for the support on Patreon, there's just no way in the world we'd be able to continue doing it. We'd have to spend that extra time at work, have to stay at work a few extra hours a day to make the difference, and we just wouldn't be able to spend the time on YouTube. So thank you so much to you people on Patreon, really appreciate that. We've lost a couple of people over the last couple of months, and a couple of other people have stepped up and increased their monthly pledge, which we really appreciate. Really appreciate that. We're still just a little bit under the goal. If we can reach the goal, we'll be able to turn off the ads on all the new videos, but we just haven't quite reached it yet, but we're pretty close. So again, thank you so much. Those of you who haven't checked out our Patreon page yet, please do. If you appreciate the videos and you want to help continue to have the Japan channel continue, by all means please check out the Patreon page. There's a link under every one of our videos. So on that page at the moment we have a special offer from our friends at Freedom Japanese Market, and they're actually selling these, or boxes similar to this, boxes of goodies that are usually $35, and they're actually selling them to our patrons for $25, which is cost price. So at that price they're not making anything on them at all. So it's a special deal that they're giving our patrons to thank them for supporting us, which is really generous of them. So they're not making a cent. So in return for that, those of you who are on Patreon that are using that special link, there's a special link on there. If you use that special link, you'll get the box for $25 instead of $35. But they've also asked that we keep that link a secret, so please don't pass it around to other people, because those guys are doing it at cost, and it would be a bit unfair on them, wouldn't it, if we start spreading that around the internet. So just the 179 people on Patreon, you can all access that link, and that will give you that discount. So that's a $10 discount off a $35 box, which is pretty generous, isn't it? So there's that. There's also a couple of new patrons in the top tier on there. So to those people, we're going to be sending signed copies of our book, How to Do Stuff in Japan. Those of you who haven't seen this yet, there's a link under this video that will give you some more information about the book. You can check it out. If you're coming to Japan, know someone who's coming to Japan or interested in Japan, just want another interesting book on your shelf, there's that one. Or you can get the e-book, which is like 25 cents. No, it's not that cheap. It's about $9 or something for the e-book. So, or you can get this one's 25 for the book. The sit down and read it book. There's that. So by all means have a look at that. So we're sending a signed copy of that book to, this is all ready to go to the post office, Tom in Reading in England. Thank you, Tom, for your support. That's on its way. And there's another one going to Ryan in Minneapolis, USA. So to you guys, thanks very much for your support. There's also a couple of other new people as well. We usually wait a month or two from when new people sign up on Patreon. We usually wait a month or two to make sure that they're staying with us, and then we send out the book. So if you're one of those new people on Patreon, just be patient with us, please, for another month, and we'll get the books out to you. We're trying to keep it rolling for you, so we appreciate that. So again, thanks very much for your support. There's just something, we're not quite sure what's going to happen with this, but some of you might remember we mentioned did a story recently about the elephants in the zoo during World War II, and about that story. It's very popular in Japanese culture. It pops up all the time that during World War II the government was worried about the the elephants, or about the zoo being bombed and the elephants escaping, or the animals escaping, so they had all the animals killed and so on and so on. It's an amazing story, and we've actually been watching a live production coming together over the last couple of months, and it's really amazing. It's really amazing. One of our family members is in it, and so we've been sort of watching it come together, and they're practicing the singing, and they're practicing they're starting to get the acting bit happening where they're going to be standing, and we've watched it for the last 2 or 3 months, and it's supposed to be happening in the beginning of March, I think it is, and they're getting closer. That over the next month we should see dress rehearsals happening and things like that. Now, obviously we can't film that and put it on YouTube as we normally would put something on YouTube, because obviously some dastardly villain would report us to YouTube for that, and because some of the music's copyright and that sort of stuff, and we'd end up getting in trouble again, wouldn't we? So we can't do that, but what we're trying to work out different options. There's a couple of other options that we've got. One of them is that we can post the video privately where nobody can see it except people who can see the link. So it's not actually being publicly shown to the world. So we're thinking about doing something like that. If we do that, we're going to be putting the link on Patreon. So just because we suspect that we can't watch these rehearsals without getting tears in our eyes. There's a bunch of us that go and sit. One person's in it, the rest of us sit there and just watch the rehearsal for a couple of hours. And it's just an amazing thing. Obviously it won't appeal to everybody, but it's an amazing story. And and they're doing it really well. They're telling it really well, and they've got kids in it, and they've got adults in it, and they've got old people in it, and they've got all sorts of people in it, and it's just shaping up to be an amazing performance. So for those people who are, like, we're not particularly into live performances and stage plays and things, but this one, it looks like it's going to be particularly interesting for people like us who are interested in Japan and Japanese history, and that amazing story about the elephants and that sort of stuff. So we're not quite sure how we're going to do it yet, but we really want to show you, because it really is an amazing story, and they're doing a really good job how they're telling it. And so we're going to try and work out how to do it. Hopefully sometime over the next month we're hoping to be able to film the dress rehearsal and edit it together so it looks okay, and then show it to you guys quietly without breaking any rules. We don't want to break any rules. So we should be able to get something together where we're not going to get in any trouble from anywhere. So anyway, just a heads up, not quite sure how that's going to go together yet, but just bursting to tell you about it, because, you know, as far as we're concerned, that's one of those things, you know, everything that we put, all the videos that we post are things that we think you'll find interesting, and it is quite exciting for us now and again when we see something that's really interesting. Oh, look at this, you know. There's a video, all sorts of funny things, you know. We had a miso cola that we found, and oh, look at that video, you know, and just about every video we show you, we've got a bit excited about. Oh, look, there's that's interesting, and it's really like that. Every time we see these rehearsals, like, oh, we've got to show the guys this, you guys, got to show these guys this, because this is just amazing, you know. So obviously it won't appeal to everybody. Some people won't get it. What's the big deal? But some people will. Some of you will cry. If we can show it to you, some of you will cry. It's just really well done, and not necessarily cry in a very sort of super sad, depressing sort of way, but more in a sort of a you'll see. It's very specially done. So anyway, that's enough of that. You can see it's really quite got us in. We're all in on it. We're all into it. The family are all into it. So it'll be interesting to see how that happens. Anyway, that's that. Again, just a couple of quick things. Check out the book if you haven't seen the book already. If you're not supporting us on Patreon already, please have a look. And those 179 people who are supporting us on Patreon, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You know, the last 12 months, you know, you might recall some hospital videos there about a year ago, and that last 12 months since then has been really, really hard to keep our heads above water. We've been really struggling to pay the bills. It's been really marginal every month, and it's been really tough. And without you guys, there's no way we would have got through it. And we would have got through it, of course, but no way we'd be still making videos. We would have had to stop making videos and just spend more time at work and do more overtime and stuff, and that would have been the solution to that. So it's only because of you guys that we can still be making the videos, which is just wonderful. Thank you very much. So anyway, enough of all that. Go back to make some more videos for you. More videos coming soon.